Alright, gonna try something kind of stupid. Yeah, I'm gonna do the conversation about the Jim Crawford book, Confessions of an Antinatalist. Link to his channel below, which is kind of neat. Yeah, while I'm walking, which is kind of probably a stupid, dumb, idiotic idea. But anyway, it saves me some time. I don't know what happens to my time. Anyway, yeah, good so far. Got through a dozen or so pages. All right, so he starts off with a preface of a kind of a poetic metaphor for the life condition, and it's just 2 pages. It's just short, and he probably has it posted somewhere, but it's a very nice little description of this idea of what we're doing when we drop our prodigy into the world, with some sort of hope and expectation, and that ain't reality. That isn't the real world. Real world isn't made out of hope and expectation. It's made out of hard knocks and boulders and nasty shit. So anyway, but it's good stuff. So we will move further. I will go with what number of lines he has in here. Oh, sorry. Page flipping is sort of annoying. Surely your child won't be the unfortunate as to encounter any of those. No, after all, she's your child. See, that's that whole idea that people go into this and they don't really calculate the real risk. They really do think they're going to be lucky. I'm not going to get that. That's not going to happen to me. Somehow, I've done my proper not stepping on crack thing. I haven't walked under any ladders, so I'm immune to that horror. Yeah, no, sorry, that's not how it works. You can make yourself immune to some things, like dying in a plane crash by not getting on a plane, but a lot of it you just can't make yourself immune. You begin to, the flight giver, who was the first to notice all of this, begins to cry. Soon some of the others join him. You begin to feel sad and maybe a little guilty, but you don't really like to be sad, do you? Yeah, that's another good point. People don't like, unhappy endings. Realistically, it just doesn't work for people. They do live on this hope thing, and when you're going to do any kind of serious description of your existence, we really should expect better from people. They keep looking for the happily ever after, and that really is, infantile, childish, whatever. That's just not the way it works. All right. Ooh. All right. It goes without saying that the body count of dead wildlife will swell just as far as one has the inclination to count down the evolutionary chain. So here he's just talking about, contemplating living in California and wildfires, and the fact that there's all this mayhem in the world, this vulnerability, and he makes a point that as bad as it is for us, the carnage in nature is 100 times, 1,000 times more obscene. So good stuff. Lots of good stuff. I got a lot of stuff highlighted. Yeah, good stuff to work with here. Nice. See, I cleared this. That's a nice path now, ain't it? Very nice. No more snickering. No more stickering. Alright, why then is my message so universally dismissed, defied, ridiculed, and otherwise met with varying degrees of distress and hostility? Yeah, you can't even say this anti-life thing. How dare you? If we really are still in this age of revering the God. It's one of the laughable of the 10 Commandments is the one where God proclaims to say, hold me above other gods, which is funny as hell, but this whole idea that he demands your reverence, and these people who accept the Gaia philosophy, the pantheists, they're the same way about this reverence for this natural process, and only because it has some superficial attractiveness. It's so superficial. It's all cosmetics. It has nothing to do with its substance. At its core, It's carnage, it's consumption, reproduction, and cannibalism. And these people keep trying, because it's wearing a lovely sundress, to turn it into something, and it's not something. It's not something good. All right. Sorry about the whistle. I proceed upon the assumption that most of my readership possesses some degree of empathy for their fellow human beings. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a funny joke that you almost have to preface writing a book about anything. First, you have to establish that, oh, wait a minute. If you don't understand that suffering and pain and misery and desperate, hard, sentient displeasure is a bad thing, then I guess we can't communicate, because that's not the planet I live on. But it's true. I mean, it's sadly true. But if you have any kind of empathy, you've got to be able to see just the raw fact of it. It's there, right in front of you. Empathy proceeds after an understanding of the inherent inequality in how fate deals the cards. So that's another good concept. This whole idea that, the nature of this game is not one where you have any control. We really are pawns all over the place. The game is owning us, and we can't earn exemption. It's just the truth. You just can't earn any exemption. It will impose the cancer or the brain tumor, the bad luck. It just does it, and there's no real way to escape that, and to earn exemption from that. And that's just a cruel fact. I mean, the only thing religion gave people that of any value, I suppose, psychologically, I guess I would say has some value, was at least this idea of a long-term or an eternal justice. I think it was sort of Buddhism that sort of bred that too, in the sense that, we know what the odds are, so even if you get dealt the bad card, that just means that somebody else will be dealt the good card, or some kind of, like in the balance, at least you used up the bad, which, still doesn't justify the raw, harsh numbers. I guess the whole point is that it doesn't matter who the victim is. The rape is the rape. It doesn't matter who's getting raped. All right, so anyway, there's a whole paragraph here I thought was pretty good. Hope is my enemy. She is a succubus. Yeah, he's using my same words. Who descends upon sleeping mankind, whispering that there is a future, a bright future. As a matter of fact, as long as we persevere in extending. Sorry, I shouldn't read and talk. All right, anyway, it's a good paragraph though. Page 15. Good paragraph. Yeah. Ow. Sorry, this is really not well done. So anyway, chapter 1 is titled something. I don't remember. But anyway, it ends with this nice line. Life sucks. So he was telling a story about something here. He's sort of, so far, blending this into, sort of a personal perspective. And his, I was talking about a dream. He had a kind of a recurring dream, life fantasy, whatever you want to call it. Where you're the last survivors on Earth. And you're doing the, I got my sex kitten with me, and we're gonna, save the day or do whatever. And mine's always sort of a desert island fantasy, but same difference. So the joke is that our fantasies aren't even related to a 7 billion human being world. We live our lives very personally, in a very narrow, in a world substantially depopulated, which is sort of ironic. So anyway, I think that's as far as I got. So, pages start kind of funny. I mean, this isn't a title page, a chapter page, but it starts halfway down the page, which is weird. But anyway, style thing, whatever. So page 18. So yeah, good book so far. Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to recommend it or not recommend it. I guess I'm just here to talk about the subject in general. So that's what I did, and so forth, and whatnot. But there was a little, like, also in the introduction, he sort of dedicates the book to his daughters. So this is a guy who did breed. You know, it's not like he's unfamiliar with that aspect of life. And I thought he did, he did a manly thing, where he basically says, I cherish you and all that kind of crap, and I apologize for your suffering or your pains or your miseries. And yeah, that's playing the game square, in my opinion. So, sorry, that was a little bit awkward. And so I'm probably going to beat the crap out of this poor book, taking it with me. But it might come in handy if I got a moment to read a couple of pages. The sun comes out or something, and whatnot. So yeah, it's probably enough of a video. Don't need to go on and on. It's also getting windy. So till next time and such.